further ado, here's the complete collection of LeBron James's greatest stories, Part 1.
We play in different eras. He's an unbelievable player. Yeah, he's one of the best players in the world, if not the best player in the world. When you start the comparisons, I think it is what it is. It's just a standard measurement. And I take it with a grain of salt. He is a heck of a basketball player, without a doubt.
It was like when God made him, he was like, all right, I'm gonna give you all this. I'm gonna take everything, but I'm gonna take one thing from it. I ain't gonna give you no line. But I'm gonna give you everything else. That's why I tell bro, I'm like, he gave you everything.
And I remember, I don't know if I even told nobody other than my close circle. I remember it was a play we was trying to run, and one of our teammates forgot the play, and Bron told him the play.
He said, if you miss these free throws, you know who's gonna win it. All right, now, what makes it worse is this.
Bron says, I'm gonna get to this spot and shoot. But if I get here and any one of them is flinching off of their man, I'm beaming it to that man.
And
we've been spoiled. Yeah.
It's just been remarkable what he's been able to do.
I feel confident because I'm the best player in the world. It's simple.
For years, I always caught so much flack, us being the better team or whatever we was at one point in the Eastern Conference Finals, and people not realizing, like, it's tough to get past this motherfucker. I don't care who you are, you know what I mean? And see him come to the West and be able to do the same thing, it's a testament to his greatness and, his IQ to the game when he go out there and play. I remember, like you said, 16 when we went to the Eastern Conference Finals, we won game 3 and 4, and it was like a whole nother mindset click for him.
And the player to coach against, and one most difficult and going through in the playoffs, was LeBron James. This guy was looking in your mouth like right there and just was telling the players exactly what was going to happen on the play that you called.
And I remember, I don't know if I even told nobody other than my close circle. I remember it was a play we was trying to run, and one of our teammates forgot the play, and Bron told him the play.
But I was also in the gym when I watched him on the floor against Toronto tell Patrick Patterson where he was supposed to go on the play they had called out of timeout late in the fourth quarter. He's like, no, Pat, you're supposed to stand over there and you're going to pin down for DeMar over here.
Wow. That's hilarious.
That's who he is.
Like, it was some crazy shit. It was some crazy stuff. We called it a play. He was like, what? And Bron told him what our play was. And it just shows you, like, how locked in this dude be when it comes to winning time, man. And you see it when he out there on both ends, man.
But that changed, and you know this. Like, we beat him a couple times when he was in Cleveland. He was not that way. I've never seen a change in a player. I knew we were in trouble in Miami when we were coaching. When he was in Cleveland, he was just playing basketball. Right. We get to Miami, and he's in Miami now, and he's calling our plays out. He's staring over at our bench. He's reading stuff, and I remember saying, "Oh, this is not good."
There are a lot, and Dwayne brings it up. When you're drawing a play in a timeout, as an opposing coach that one guy can screw things up for you.
I know you know the famous, free throw, LeBron. So what did he say to you? And then how are you able to maintain your focus when you missed him? We respectful there, but missed him, but how did you lose sight for what you were trying to do? Make the free throw and then.
Okay, so we have to back up a little bit.
All right.
Because I was balling.
Looking to inbound, Arenas puts up the three. Bang! Gilbert Arenas ties the game. And a timeout.
I was balling that fourth quarter, and miracle comeback. Down 3. I hit almost like a 30-footer to take us to overtime. Kind of got a little tired in overtime, but got to the free throw line. It's butter. Game's over. We're up 1. I'm about to hit these 3. This is easy.
And LeBron comes by and taps you on the chest and whispers something to you. What did he tell you? He said, if you miss these free throws, you know who's going to win it.
And when he tapped me and he's like, if you miss these, that's game. And for that 1 second, I became human and thought about it.
All right, now, what makes it worse is this. So because we gamble at LeBron's house, me, Damon Jones, that was our group.
Right.
So Damon Jones was horrible. He was horrible at cards. So he owed me money. So I always used to say, every time we played them, I always used to scream out, the landlord's hit. The landlord needs his rent money.
Right.
So every time we came to town, shoot around, I'm yelling it. The game, I'm yelling it. That's all I yell. So I told the coach, hey, anytime you put Damon Jones in, I'm going 1-4 flat. He owes me money. Until he pays me my money, 1-4 flat. He's gonna be a liability out on this court. And that's what I did every time he came in, 1-4 flat. So he stopped playing. So he doesn't even play in game 6. So when he whispers, you know who's gonna hit it, everybody assumed it was him. I knew what he was talking about.
And it had me thinking about it. And I can even see it on my face when I watch, oh yeah, you're missing these, bro. Mm-hmm. And then I missed the first one, and I'm sitting there how the hell did I miss that? That's just so off. Mm-hmm. Missed the second one, and I'm sitting here yo, did this just really happen? Where did I go? I don't miss clutch free throws.
And I think the thought went into my head, they really gonna put Damon Jones in
and let him hit a shot.
And I just missed. It was I was balling that game. Just hit the 3 to get us in overtime, playing great in overtime, very great battle. And then I see Damon Jones in there stretching, and they really put the man in. And the fact that LeBron even passed him the ball is what hurt the most.
Damon Jones in the corner just came in the game for the first time in 2 games and hit the shot.
Who does that? That's why I said that's why I said I went to go do mental stuff.
Right.
With the mental training, because I was this didn't just happen. You didn't tell me this man was gonna come in and hit, and then he comes in and then you pass him the ball he's done hit 5 straight threes. I need to go see some hill because I don't want to be the next Nick Anderson out here.
LeBron is 36, turns 37, I believe, in December.
Yeah, man.
How is he still, what makes him special? And even when we talk about mileage and how he's doing it night in and night out, where you talk about usage rate, you talk about, load management. He ain't doing what Kawhi's doing. He ain't doing what these other KD, and I love KD, I love Kyrie, but KD just took off.
AD hurt, so LeBron got to take on more with LA right now.
Right. So what makes him special? You had that This
dude up there.
He left the hospital with more than everybody.
Bro, listen. Bro, Brandon, B. Marshall, this dude up there, bro.
Out the womb. Bro, his shopping cart of talent when he was born was bigger than everybody's, dog.
They gave him everything.
Dude behind LeBron, he don't have nothing.
Yeah, but you got to give me more, man, because we know what goes into it, the sports science, how we train, how we eat, how we sleep, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
What are we not seeing that you saw?
Yeah, right? You guys have a chef for the show, right? We understand about putting in your body. We understand about the training that you need as athletes, former athletes. We understand the training that you need. But ultimately, man, I've watched this guy, and I see him take care of his body. I see him own it 100%. But I've also know that guys can roll their ankle and be out 4 weeks. I've seen this guy roll his ankle and come back and give you about 20 in the fourth quarter. I'm talking about a bad roll ankle, and I'm like, oh, he done. He come right back. I'm out 4 weeks with this roll ankle. He come right back, fourth quarter, scored 20. Right. It was like when God made him, he was like, all right, I'm going to give you all this. I'm I'm gonna take everything, but I'm gonna take one thing from it. I ain't gonna give you no lining. But I'm gonna give you everything else. That's why I tell Bron, I'm like, he gave you everything. He gave him everything. He just said, I'm gonna just take this one thing.
But when is he gonna let it go, though?
No, listen, as long as he got money, he ain't letting it go.
He too rich to let it go.
Do you think he carry in his pocket the GOAT conversation? Does he want to be better than MJ?
He said he's the GOAT.
And then after I stopped, I was like, that one right there made you the greatest player of all time. You know, everybody was just talking how they were the greatest team of all time. Like, they was the greatest team ever assembled. And for us to come back, you know, the way we came back in that fashion, I was like, you did something special.
Like I said, man, bro, you my dog. You know this, though. Me and Bron been in arguments about this, though. Well,
does he take that? Does he like? Is he conscientious about that shit?
Bron laughs at that shit, bro.
Because like I feel like he's
in the conversation. Why the fuck does he?
I mean, I feel like he is the conversation.
He's getting compared to Michael Jordan, dog. We having real life arguments in barbershops about who's better between him and Mike.
So let me ask you this: though,
who he gonna get mad for? He don't get mad, Bron. That's what I'm saying about Bron. That's raw as fuck to me. Because me personally, I would be like, Mike got to play me one-on-one.
Most people want to be the GOAT and you can't get there, right? We fall short. We run out of talent. I ran out of talent. Injuries or whatever. LeBron is actually there.
Do you think that takes away, do you think having this conversation sometimes takes away from what LeBron has accomplished?
Yes, because he's not done. And we're talking about everything he's doing now, right? We talk about the GOAT, the greatest of all time. That's when a player is done, and now you can put their resume versus the next resume. Right now, we've been talking about LeBron as a GOAT since 2010. We're 2021. This man still got another 5 years to play if you know, God willing, he don't get hurt. So, like what I said, he will be a GOAT. Someone's going to say, LeBron's my GOAT, hands down, nothing else. Just like I say, Jordan's my GOAT. It's generational GOATs. That's what people got to understand. It's a lot of great players that play sports, but it's eras of GOATs. And everyone want to make one GOAT. It's impossible to make one GOAT because as great as LeBron is, it will be another. This is just the way the game is. This is the way the world works. It will be another person that come in and become someone's GOAT.
Talk to us about, too, I mean, I don't know if it's true, but I heard that Bron saved your life.
Man,
some
look,
swimming shit. Any truth to it? I just want to know if it's true.
It's truth, man.
What happened?
We was in like the little grotto, like in the Bahamas. You know, you can swim underneath.
Because Jack is scared to get in the bathtub, so you can't swim neither?
I can swim, but I'm gonna tell you some real shit. I can survive.
Okay, that's
I
important.
Can survive.
That's what you need.
So we in there, and we trying to get back. Everybody swimming back to the boat, but I'm snorkeling too. We snorkeling on the way back, and my head is in the water. And I'm snorkeling, and I look up. And every time I look up out the water, the boat is further and further away.
No.
And I'm getting pushed by the current.
The undertow and current.
And I'm like, yo, yo. Like, niggas is looking at me like I'm joking. I'm like, yo, I need help. Like this. I'm swimming, I'm like this. I'm trying to hold on to a rock.
You was exhausted.
I was exhausted. I'm like, I ain't gonna fight that current like that. So the one guy was like, just don't fight it. You know what I'm saying? Let it, just go with it. Go with the flow. And I see Bron jump in the water. He just, you know, Aquaman jump in the water. Because D-Wade was right in front of me. D got on right before me. So I'm thinking D going come back, but I know D ain't rocking with the water like that. You know? So D over there like, he like, yo, go get him. Like, go get him. And I just see Bron just coming like, I got you, champ. I got you. Grabbed me. We went back to the boat, man.
So, all purpose. LeBron is all purpose.
So
lifeguard, all kind of shit.
But it's crazy because he's very good at a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't give a fuck what it is. He's gonna be successful at that.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna figure it out.
He's one of them people.
He's just one of them natural freaks, man. I call him a lab baby, man.
Right.
He was built in the lab.
Watching LeBron, and we've all been pampered, if not spoiled, to the fact that he's been consistent every year to come out with this certain level. But we forget that LeBron is great while he's playing the game. Let's just talk about his progression. Obviously, Tay, you played him. You've seen moments where he was over the top great. Talk about just his greatness and how we are spoiled as fans, and his greatness and what he's putting on the game.
You know what, from the time that he first came in the league,
his
debut in Sacramento where he was attacking the rim with, ferocity and finishing. And as you can see here, when he had that phenomenal second half against us, It's like he just hit a turbo button.
Man.
You know, we in quicksand.
Yeah. All right.
You know, we went to 5th straight conference finals at that moment. You know, we didn't play 500 games in 5 seasons.
Right.
We in quicksand. My man putting the turbo button on, and he's still doing that.
It's like he hitting the R1 on you.
He's still hitting the turbo button to this day.
Well, there's no reason for us to be here if we weren't confident. May 31st, 2007 was the Eastern Conference Finals. The series was tied 2-2. Being in the Palace of Auburn Hills in the playoffs, that's one of the most hostile environments to be in. You just feel like it's just you 12 against the whole city of Detroit.
The night at the Palace of Auburn Hills when LeBron went nuts in the fourth quarter and overtime. And I always have to look back and say, now what was it? It was like 25 straight points and 29 out of 30 or something like that. But it was one of those times where we're doing the show from the arena because it was the conference finals. And we're on the set and Kenny and Chuck are there. And it was the only time I've seen him speechless.
I wanted to put the responsibility on myself and have me answer the call.
Here's James. Yes, and it counts. The Cavaliers down by 1. Maxfield defending on James.
The defense was flat. Basically just gave him one of my left to right crossovers. Once I seen I had him off balance, I wanted to try to be aggressive as I could to make Tay not even thinking about, coming over and try to block the shot.
LeBron with a step back stuffs.
He has been spectacular.
As the fourth quarter started running down, it got to a point where I said, we've come this far. There's no looking back now. As the leader, I can't allow my team to fail.
Down to 10. James with the step.
This has been some kind of performance by this young guy.
You start to notice that you're in the zone. All you're thinking about is your next make.
Here's James. He scored 15 of the last 16 points.
Everything is working, so now you have the defense off balance. They don't know if you're going to pull up and shoot a jump shot. They don't know if you're going to shoot a fadeaway.
Shot clock to 5. James has to fire and scores.
Oh, my.
LeBron James, he has scored the last 20 of the Cavs' last 21 points.
I think we've gone from having a winner in this game to having a survivor.
It's one thing to leave a fan speechless, but when you leave a player speechless, because they've been there, they know what it takes to play in a playoff game, what it takes to win. And when they see a player doing it to that level that LeBron did that night, and they're just like, I was getting that look. But as we were watching it, it was just like shake your head, jaw dropping, wow.
It was like, who's going to dig down to win this basketball game?
On top LeBron, behind the back dribble, Ford, filled it up. I don't believe it.
He scored the last 24 of the last 25.
Jumps up a 3, it's through.
46 points for LeBron James. He has scored the last 27 of the last 28.
24 seconds to go in double OT. Baseline left sheet, turnaround gun blocked, no foul.
Cavaliers at possession with 11.4 to go.
Set it here. Bring LeBron to the top. Make sure you drive it. That's the last shot.
That's what I stay after practice for, and this is what I be in the weight room for. That if it's that one game where you need to use every little bit of energy to help your team win.
James working it down. 5 seconds. 4, 3. James scores, and the Cavaliers come away with an improbable victory here at the Palace.
He had a magical game against the Pistons. Because you played against Jordan when he was, do you see the same velocity? You see similarities there?
The difference is, they're both equally great. LeBron James always came to the game with the same thing that you came to the game with, where he was concerned about others, right? Not only did he have to score, but he also had to make this one better, and he had the responsibility. Jordan, Kobe,
took it on himself.
Those guys, they come to the game and it's like, okay, how many points you need to win? 40, right? Oh, 41 good enough? All right, tomorrow I'm going to get 50. Oh, 50 ain't good enough? Okay, I can get 60.
48. He had 48.
48 points for LeBron James. He scored 29 of the last 30. One of the great performances of all time.
Man,
and
we've been spoiled.
It's just been remarkable what he's been able to do. You know, and not only that, he came into the league with a lot on his shoulders.
Right. What's LeBron like?
LeBron, he's a cool guy. He's a guy that actually, for me, when I was coming through college, when I first met him, he came to a couple of my games. He's just real down to earth, approachable. Gave me a lot of mental, nuggets that I could take with me as I started my own NBA career. And obviously as a basketball player, the dude's amazing. So somebody that has a lot of pressure on him and somehow seems to keep getting better.
I know how we felt playing against Jordan. Like, Jordan was the most dominant player in our era, and we would talk for hours on the phone watching him play against another team, just admiring him play. But at the same time, it was like there were things that he did in the air that we just couldn't do. And I look at LeBron James in this era, and I say he's doing things that, y'all just can't do. How do y'all feel about LeBron? And then we can talk about how we talked about Jordan.
I'd say in terms of, one guy being able to change the course of a game the way he can. He controls the pace. He does things that you kind of look like, how did he do that?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter sometimes how great a defense you play on him. And sheer strength and power to get to the basket. He's obviously developed that outside game that keeps you honest. It's something that you need all antennas up, all 5 guys every night. And if you don't bring it, he's liable to try to expose you. So in terms of that first championship run, matching up with him, and some of the stuff that he did on a nightly basis, it was spectacular. But at the end of the day, like, that gives you even more kind of competitiveness and fire to try to figure out how to overcome it and still win. And it gives you a little bit more gratifying feeling when you do too. So.
Do you feel like a strength difference? Because we talk about it a lot on television when we say, oh, he's so much bigger and stronger. But I don't know what it's like to feel it. Can you describe?
Oh, you can feel it, especially on the block in transition. You're just in awe of, I've never seen such a big human move so lightly on his feet. Like, his steps are small, but they're so quick. It's incredible. I remember one time in the finals, I got the ball on a break, and Andre was behind me, Iguodala, and LeBron was chasing me. He said, "You better dunk it, you better dunk it." So I went up to flush it, and I almost killed myself because I was nervous. LeBron was going to come by and just said, "You better dunk it," because he was coming full speed. So the landing wasn't pretty. So I made sure I flushed that thing because I wasn't trying to see that ball go to half court.
Right.
So that's just kind of the presence he has in the court. You know where he's at all the time. He's great at playing free safety, kind of like Jordan was, and you're just in awe of the things you can do in the air. I mean, like you said, me and Steph could never do these things, no matter how much we work on our vert, how many squats we do. We'll never be able to jump 40 inches and all through our body like that. We got to get it fundamentally. We got to get it with skill, but those dudes blend it with skill and just sheer power. There's no nights off, and that's draining.
Yeah, I know who he is. He's part of the front office group. He was really excited about me missing, that shot a little bit more extra than I would have liked. But, he got a root for his team, obviously. And he was, he showcased that. So, I knew I had another quarter. And the fourth quarter is my favorite.
Read it perfectly. LeBron 3-on-2. LeBron all the way. LeBron scores. 8 points. LeBron again. The deal all the way. LBJ. Throw it down. Timeout. Cleveland. Here comes Braun all the way to score. We've only got 3 to shoot. Logo 3 for LeBron. It's LeBron. Just hit that big 3. Down the middle he goes. 3. LeBron stepping back for a 3. Off the court 2 in this area. 3. Oh, now. Trying to get it in the fridge. LeBron, tough shot. Nothing too tough for the King tonight.
Nothing too tough.
he was definitely the reason why LeBron went for 21 in the fourth quarter and outscored the whole Cavs team. So, you know, he looked for anything similar to what Kobe did, look for anything for motivation, and he definitely found it.
The real part about it, look at the head snap. It was a quick head snap. Like,
Right?
oh, no, you didn't.
Like
just
he
wait.
knew
And
the
then he
laugh,
looked back
like
at
he
him
knew
again.
who laughed, exactly. Like I heard
said,
that
I got
laugh
you.
before.
I got you. You want to wake me up? I got something for you right here. And he went off.
And that is the end of this first episode of this 3-part series. If you would like to see part 2, be sure to hit that like button. If you hit that like button, I will upload the video immediately. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and to stay notified, hit that notification bell. And I will catch you guys in part 2. I'm out. Peace.